Hey everybody, Chris here. The Dogecoin and Bitcoin cycles are on schedule. We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You'll be notified when the videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And I'm live every Monday and Wednesday and sometimes Fridays. You got to be subscribed, have your notifications on so you know when I go live. And I throw in some extra lives here and there when things are going on. But right now we are still in the summer of 2026, the bear market, as Chris predicted last fall. This is where we would be. And the schedule is still on. It is. The cycles, the crypto cycles continue. Dogecoin and Bitcoin. As I'm recording this, Dogecoin is at 6.98 cents. Yes, we've fallen back below 7 cents after just trading sideways since Monday. So a couple days of just low volume, sideways trading. 7.1 cents remains the resistance with a downward sloping support line. This downward sloping support line has hit 4 times, and then we had a little capitulation here last Saturday, and I bought some more Dogecoin. And I will continue to buy Dogecoin on the dips, dollar cost averaging on the dips as we continue through the bear market. Bitcoin is at about 64K right now as I'm recording this video as well. Bitcoin is holding fairly well. We thought 63K with Bitcoin was similar to the 7-cent Doge. And now Doge has drifted below. Bitcoin is above, which means that the Doge BTC trading pair is going lower, 10.9, that's 0.0000109 Bitcoin per Doge. So that is drifting lower, which means, well, on the upside, when Doge takes off, there's going to be more Bitcoin to get, which I talk about in my live streams. If you're interested in that whole Doge Bitcoin thing that I'm doing, be sure to watch the live streams because I talk about that there. What's going on right now, though, as I'm recording this? Huge! It's huge! Senator Kennedy, this is John Kennedy, says the Senate needs to vote on the Clarity Act before the August recess. We need to get our business done. Crypto clarity now. Well, you know what I believe on this, because I've said all along, politics will get in the way, and this thing's not going to pass. Again, just my opinion. We'll see what others think and how this ends up playing out. The CFTC and the SEC has already said if this thing doesn't pass, they're going to make their own rules without Congress. And so we'll see how that plays out, because we'll be watching that, because most likely that is what is going to happen. But interesting that we look back in January and there was like a 90% chance that we would get this crypto market structure legislation known as the Clarity Act. And now look at it. It's just tumbling down because others are finally realizing what Chris realized from the start, that politics is involved. Elizabeth Warren, her anti-crypto army, in bed with the banks. The banks don't like this. It's like the whole ethics thing is just thrown on top as a way to convince the Democrats again not to vote. And it needs 60 votes in the Senate. It needs supermajority, and you need to have 6 or 8 Democrat senators to actually vote for it. Of course, the Republicans just want to have the vote out there so you can see where the votes land, because we're in a midterm election year. So we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, SpaceX, we were watching that this week. We had SpaceX earnings. Earnings were good overall, good for SpaceX, but after market, and I said there's going to be huge volatility as SpaceX stock went up over 128, even touched 130 just after the market close, and then tanked down in the 110s. I believe it's 111 something now as I'm recording this. But that's a huge, that's a huge drop, over 11% aftermarket and pre-market this morning as I'm recording this with SpaceX stock. Like I said, I'm not trading this. I'm not touching this. If anybody was buying here, you're down. And that's just how SpaceX is going to go. That's just how SpaceX, but huge volatility, huge volume trading, giant, and that continues. Michael Burry, if you remember him, right? He's the one who warned about the 2008 financial crisis and actually put, this huge fund together to basically short the market, which paid off. That's about the only thing he's actually gotten right. But he's warning that the stock market may be near a major top. Possible 1987 style crash could be coming. Now, he's been calling for this for years, and the stock market just keeps going higher and higher and higher. If you had first traded this when Michael Burry first said there was going to be this big stock market crash coming, you would have missed out on huge gains. So be careful. Be careful what he says. Eventually, the stock market is going to go down, but is it going to be the 1999 dot-com bubble? Is it going to be, 2020 COVID thing? I don't know. It just, trade carefully. That's all I say. Trade carefully. Meanwhile, Strategy B, formerly known as MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, as the CEO, 842,000 Bitcoin are still there, but we do have more Bitcoin moving from wallet to wallet, and this is signaling maybe another 1,000 Bitcoin is going to be sold this week. So we still have MicroStrategy selling Bitcoin. We've got the cold card wallet hack that happened, right? We have crypto exchanges are shutting down, not the major ones, but some minor, they're shutting down, right? But Bitcoin is still at 64K. Bitcoin's actually holding up fairly well. And I believe Dogecoin, right near 7 cents, is holding up really well too, despite a lot of the negativity that's going on in the market. But meanwhile, the Bitcoin cycle is right on schedule. 2018 to 2021, we had a 365-day bear, and then 1,066 days bull. And then 2022 to 2025, we had 365 days bear and 1,066 days bull, with the cycle peak, of course, last October, 126,000. And then we go 2026 to 2029. So 365 days bear, if you do it, right? If it does indeed go that long, we're 309 days in. And then the next cycle peak will be 1,066 days for the bull. We have roughly 56 days left in this bear market. So here it is, very clearly, right? Bear, bull, bear, bull, bear. How simple can this be, right? That is what we were on. And Chris predicted this, right? I said we would be bottoming out in the summer of 2026. Now, B says here, don't buy anything yet. And I don't believe that. I'm like, yeah. He says, I'll let you know when to do it. And it's like, are we really going to go lower still? Or are we just going to fiddle around here at these levels with some dips? That's what I'm doing. I'm still dollar cost averaging here, not waiting for some final capitulation in October like Ben Cowan and others are calling for. I'm not sure that's going to happen. But I see you guys during the live stream saying, 3 cent Doge. And I'm just like, I'm not waiting for that. I'm not waiting for that. I am buying on dips. I wait for these capitulation events, to happen with the big dips, and that's when I buy. Because I'm still a trader and I still want the best price. And I think there will be more of these kinds of things happening August, maybe even early September. But, it's now August 5th, and the calendar is moving on. So that's how I'm trading this. But the cycle is still on schedule. It's still on schedule. Now that doesn't mean that crypto might still not go lower if there's some big news event, because the news always overcomes the cycle. But I'm just making a point here again, it is playing out as predicted. As predicted. Doge is now at its most oversold levels ever. It's down 90% from its all-time high. Yes. I mean, people still pointing back to 2021, and it's just like, come on, guys. Are we over that yet? Are we over it yet? This is how Dogecoin trades. More volatile than Bitcoin. It hit a 3-year low, 0.67, just a number. And Chris was buying. Monthly RSI is now more oversold than the 2022 market bottom, which is interesting. We were at about 43 there, and we're about 40 here on the weekly. So this was the monthly, I'm sorry. So, and I actually did my own version of this here. Yes, the monthly RSI. So we saw there that it was at 43 here in June into July 2022. And now we see this purple line here, right? It came up to 70, came up again over 70 to about 75 here in December 2024, when we had a 48-cent peak on Dogecoin. Now we're down at 40.25 on the monthly RSI. So this is lower than 2022. So to me, this is a buy signal. Builder J says, hey, is this the bottom for Dogecoin? Is the bottom in? Is the bottom in for Dogecoin? And it's like, I don't know whether the bottom is in yet or not, but we're watching this. We're watching the charts. We're looking at the patterns. Again, volume is way down, right? August, just summer 2026, as predicted, we would have this. But I still think there's going to be some bigger dips coming, and I will be waiting. I've got my limit orders set, and we'll be watching that going forward. Dogecoin price prediction, weekly active addresses are surging. Kind of. Is 10 cents the next target? And I don't think we're ready to start talking about 10 cents yet. I don't think we're ready. Open interest is starting to come up just a little bit here. But that's after we already had the capitulation events. And so new leverage traders are coming in. So it's ticking up a little bit, but trading volume is still down 2.78%. So a little bit of increase in open interest is overcoming that, but it's all still light. Dogecoin whales buy another 200 million Doge on Robinhood. My part was just a little bit of that. The network are seeing weekly active addresses come up, which is good, but we still don't know. I mean, overall, look, this is just, Doge is hitting 699, stabilized following a number of sideways trends. The MACD indicator remains almost flat. Look at that. It's almost flat on the MACD. Everything is just squeezing tight. It's flattening out because volume's down. Overall sentiment is still down. August bear market. So that's where we are. That's where we are in the overall charts. Now, one more look at Bitcoin, and it's like, imagine not buying Bitcoin at 16K in 2022 because you wanted 10K. And there were a lot of people out there who were just saying, okay, Bitcoin capitulates in November 2022, and it's like, nah, it's going to go lower. I'm going to wait till it goes lower. The whole FTX thing of all that. The same will happen with those waiting for 40K now. Bitcoin's not going down to 40K, in my opinion. Just like Dogecoin's not going down to 3 or 4 cents, in my opinion. And if you wait, you're going to not be loaded up. It's about coin count. As I've said about Dogecoin, it's about coin count. And if you wait because you want that lower price of whatever it is in your mind or on your chart, you think that that's going to hit, you're not going to be loaded up. So I'm going to continue to load up every time we see a bit of a dip. That's what I'm doing now. I'm not waiting until some final big event in October. Like B saying here, like, don't buy anything yet. I'll let you know when to do it. And I was like, I'm not waiting. That's me. That's just how I'm playing this right now. The schedule's still intact though. But right now we could be bottoming here. And we'll see. Like I've already called the Bitcoin bottom is already in at 57.5, as I had predicted. Dogecoin, I predicted 6.7. We hit 6.767. We could still see a 6.7. We might even see a little dip a little further. And I will be buying if indeed we see that. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about this cycle schedule? What do you think about Doge? Are you still waiting for Dogecoin at a much lower price? Let me know in the comments below. I will interact with you there, and be sure to subscribe. Have your notifications on for the live streams. On Wednesday's live stream, we'll follow up on this. We'll continue this conversation together. Interested in what you guys have to say. We have a great Q&A session. We interact. Always good. Give the video a like. We'll see you next time.